good morning. Nice to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we have a feel-good 30-minute full body Pilates session planned. We're going to be sculpting our arms, working our upper back muscles, strengthening our core, working our glutes and thighs. So you're going to be targeting all the major muscle groups. And we're going to be doing this entire workout without equipment. However, if you do wish to step up the intensity for some of the lower body work, maybe you want to add in a set of ankle weights. But today we're really going to be focusing on form, slow, controlled movement. So even without the weight, you're still going to really feel it in those muscles and it's going to be effective. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and start off with a warm-up. So I'd like you to just cross your legs or kneel, sit comfortably on your mat, whatever feels best. And we're just going to ensure that the hips are even, that the spine is nice and tall. Let's stack the vertebrae one on top of the other, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. And from here, we're just going to roll into those shoulders. So we're going to lift the shoulders up by the ears and roll them down and back. Lift and roll those shoulders down and back. So if this is your first movement of the day, you might feel some stiffness in your shoulders. Try to sort of work through those points of stiffness, those sort of sticky points in the shoulder joints, and just breathe through it. Circle slowly, enjoying that feeling of opening in the chest and mobilizing those joints. Good. For 2. And last one. Nicely done. Now we're going to look to the right, stretching through the side of the neck, lengthening up through the crown of the head and the spine as we do so. Deep inhale. And exhale, sweep your gaze around, look out over to the left. Try to keep the chin parallel with the floor here. Feeling that stretch, again, sitting up a little bit taller. Looking back over to the right. And then sweep gaze around over to the left. Nicely done. Take the hands by the sides. Reach up with that left arm, stretching and lengthening to the right. And then lower, lift up with the right arm, stretching and lengthening to the left. Let's lengthen from side to side, keeping that chest nice and open, stretching through those fingers, lengthening through the side body and mobilizing the spine here. For 4, reach, 3, lengthen, 2, reach a bit further, and last one. Nicely done. Now we're going to move into an all fours position, and we're just going to continue to mobilize the spine. So we're going to stretch the left leg out, stretch the right arm out, reach to opposite ends of the room, reach and stretch, and then reach back with that right arm and forward. You can lower the foot down if that feels better, if you're more stable that way. Reach the right arm back and then come forward, lengthening through the spine. 3, good. Gaze comes back down onto the floor for 4, opening up in that chest and shoulder, lengthening out through that tailbone, and 5. Amazing work. Switching sides, lengthening and lifting, stretching in opposite directions, either keeping that leg elevated or lowering it down. Good. As you reach back with that left arm, tighten the core. Nice. Find length through those fingers. Nice stable torso. And last one, reach back and lower. Step both feet back, holding in a plank and then piking up into a downward dog. Bend the knees as much as you need to really lift those hips. And I want you to focus on flattening out your upper back here. So really push back. Your gaze should be on your shins. Tailbone should be lifted. Try not to round in the upper back here. We really want to flatten it and lengthen it. Good. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's pedal the feet and stretch the backs of the legs as we draw alternating heels down to the mat. Lift those hips a bit higher. Taking nice deep inhales and slow controlled exhales, really bringing energy into the body for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Come forward. Now from here, we're going to warm up the hips a little bit more here and start to build up that heat in the body. We're going to bring the right knee toward the right elbow. Step back. Left knee to the outside of the left elbow. And then pike back into your downward dog. Good. Let's repeat that. Cinching in the waistline as you bring right knee to the right side of the outside of the right elbow. Left knee to the outside of the left elbow. And then pike it back. Good. Repeat. And stretch. Good. As you bring that knee in, really push it forward. Make sure that when you're coming forward into your plank, your shoulders are above your wrists. Good. Nice form. Last set. 1 and 2. Pike it back. Nice deep breath. And lower knees down to the mat. Sink back into child's pose. Breathing deeply here in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Okay, from here we're going to get into some upper body work, some effective weightless moves to strengthen your shoulders, tone your triceps. So I'd like you to position your wrists so that they're in line with your elbows and your shoulders. Walk your hands out. We want our arms to be perfectly parallel here, so we don't want our elbows splaying out to the sides. Spine is long, neck is long. Weight is in the heels of the hands here. Now from this position, we're going to lower the forearms down, keeping them parallel. Lower to the point where just the elbows are hovering off the mat, and then push up through the heels of the hands. Lower and push up through the heels of the hands. So going into some forearm taps here, I want you to really switch your focus onto the backs of the arms. So you're pushing up through the heels of the hands, and as you do so, you're using your upper arm strength to lift that body. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Good. Moving slowly at first, just really focusing on that mind to muscle connection, making sure that the backs of the arms are starting to really switch on here. Let's go 3, 2, push up through the heels of the hands, and last 1. Nice. Now we're going to go into a forearm tap plank combo. So we're going to lower the forearms down to the floor for a set of 3. 1, push up. 2, straighten the arms. 3, and then we're going to curl the toes and shoot forward into plank, bringing the shoulders above the wrists, scooping the belly in, creating a nice flat line with the body, and we're going to tap the knees. 1, 2, both knees tap. 3, returning to plank between each repetition. Then lower the knees, straighten the arms, sit back, and go into those 3 forearm taps. 1, 2, and 3. Amazing. Shoot forward into that nice strong plank. Tap the knees. Scoop your belly to your spine as you lift the knees and breathe out. And 3. Amazing. Lower knees. Repeat. 1, 2, forearm taps. 3, shoot forward, nice strong plank. 1, abs in to lift those knees. 2, you're doing great. 3, tighten the core, and lower, sink back, weight into the heels of the hands, for 3, good, last 3 sets, 1, give it energy, 2, pull your belly to spine as you lift those knees, 3, and lower, 1, 2, and 3, good work, 1, 2, nice broad shoulders, 3, amazing, and 1, 2, 3, last plank, come forward, make sure you're in a really strong, stable plank. We're gonna tap those knees down for a total of 10 times. 1, 2, flatten out the body, 3, 4, abs in, 5, 6, power up through those shoulders, I know it's tough, 8, 9, and 10, widen the knees, and sink back into a child's pose. Stretch out those shoulders, lengthen through the spine. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Amazing. Okay, from here we're going to go into some side plank work. So I'm going to lower my left forearm so that it is in line with the top of my mat, and I'm going to lift up into a side plank. So I'm really going to push up through that elbow, creating a nice flat line with the body, lifting that lower hip. If that's too intense with both legs elevated, you're going to lower your lower knee down to the mat and use that as a base of support. Otherwise, both legs are lifted into your side plank. We're extending the arm, lengthening through the fingers, keeping the chest open here. We're going to bring the elbow and knee together, extend, and then we're going to lower the hip just so it hovers above the mat and push it back up, working into the side body, working into the upper body strength. 1, and lower, push up through that forearm. Good. 1, and lower. Now we're going to switch sides. So that was 3 on that side, coming over onto the right forearm, extending and lengthening. Good. 1, and drop the hip and lift it back up, using those obliques. Lower and lift. Great work. Extend, lower. And now we're going to switch it back over to the other side. Good. So pull that elbow in, drop the hip, and shoot up. Good. 1, and lower. And lower. Good work. Nice support, nice control. Remember, drop that knee as needed. Extend, set yourself up with good form, and then pull elbow and knee together. Lower and lift. Draw it in, cinching in the waistline, and then working the waistline on the other side as you lower that hip. Good. 1 more set each side. You can do it. Stay strong here, working the core, working the upper body. Good. Oh, I got my timing wrong there. So it's elbow and knee, lower and lift. Elbow and knee, lower and lift. Good. And switch it over to the other side. Keep that lower hip elevated. Good. Pull it in, lower and lift. Last 1. And lower and lift. Great work. Now we're going to come down into a forearm plank. You can either, if you need a little bit of a rest here, you can lower your knees and then pop them back up. We're going to shift forward and backward. Coming forward on those toes and backward, maintaining a nice flat line with the body. Lifting through the abdominal wall. Coming forward and pushing back, flexing the feet. We've got 5, 4, I know it's tough. 3, you're doing great. 2, and last 1. Lower your knees, take them nice and wide, and push it back. Breathing deeply, In through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing work. Oh, sweating now. That was a tough upper body sequence. Now we're going to switch our focus onto our glutes and thighs. So I'd like you to come down onto your forearms. You can either have your forearms parallel or you can have your fingers interlaced. Just make sure your elbows are below your shoulders. We're lengthening through the spine here. Any over curvature in the lumbar spine, I want you to gently tuck your tailbone, plug your navel in. We're going to start off on this left side. So we're going to bend the left knee, and we're just going to slowly lift it, and then tap knee down. Lift, and tap knee down. So it's really slow, but we're focusing on good form here, keeping the hips square with the mat, and really squeezing those glutes with every lift. So I want you to lift slowly and really switch on those glutes, especially at the top of the lift. Good. Squeeze that bum as you lift the leg. And I want you to really make this count. Mind-muscle connection on those left glutes. Let's go 5 and 4. Squeeze. 3. Last 2. And final 1. Hold the leg there. Extend with a pointed toe. So the leg is extended. And then we're going to flex to pull the heel back. Squeezing the glutes, contracting the hamstrings. Point and extend, flex and pull back. Point, extend, flex and pull back. Contracting those hamstrings, squeezing those glutes, keeping the leg elevated. Let's go 10. Let nice long neck. Don't let those shoulders bunch up by your ears. Good. For 8. Abs are engaged. 7. Pull back through that heel. 6, you're doing great. 5, keep that leg lifted. For 4, pointing and flexing. 3, 2, lengthen through the neck. And final 1. Hold with a bent leg and a flexed foot. Lift the knee a little bit higher and slow pulses. Pushing that heel up toward the ceiling. Last 10, 9, you can do it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Lift up onto your palms. Arms are extended. Lengthen through the leg. Toe is pointed now. Slow pulses up. Lengthen through that neck. Extend the spine. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take those knees nice and wide. Push back into child's pose and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. We're going to switch sides now. Coming down onto those forearms. You can stay facing in the same direction if you'd like to. We've got our elbows below our shoulders, neck is long, knees are below the hips, legs are hip distance apart. We're bending that right knee and we're going into those slow knee tap lifts, squeezing the right glutes, really focusing mind-muscle connection. Abs are engaged as we push that big toe up toward the ceiling for 10, 9, contract the glutes the whole way up. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Let's go 5, 4, you've got this. 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg. Toes are pointed. Now, as we come back, we're flexing. As we lengthen, we're pointing. Flex, pull back, lengthen and point. Flex, pull back, lengthen and point. Hamstring curl, really contracting those hamstrings, squeezing those glutes. Let's go 10, 9, abs in, 8, 7, keep that leg lifted. Flex to pull back for 5, 4, you can do it, 3, 2, keep breathing, and final 1, hold with a flexed foot and a bent knee, and then those slow pulses, pushing that heel up toward the ceiling without hurting your low back. So really plugging your navel in, not swinging that leg up, slowly pushing the foot up toward the ceiling. 8, 7, keep those shoulders down away from your ears. 6, 5, you're doing so well. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to extend the leg, lengthen out through those arms, spread the fingers, and pulse. Slow, extended leg pulses. Keep that neck nice and long. Core is engaged. Good. Last 5, 4, lift the leg a bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, lower that knee. Take the knees wide. This time keep your hips elevated as you stretch it out in puppy pose. Really stretch into those shoulders. Lengthen through those fingers. Lengthen through the spine. For 3, regulating the breath. 2, and last 1. As you exhale, you can bring yourself up to a seated position. Amazing work with that glute series without any weights. So I didn't use ankle weights, but if you used ankle weights, I can imagine how much that would have burned, because it was intense as it was using just body weight resistance. It's amazing what you can do without any equipment at all. Okay, from here, we're going to interlace our fingers, take them behind the head. Legs are about hip distance apart here. Knees are bent. We're going to go into our ab work. So we're going to extend the right heel out, and then we're going to bring it back to a bend, the leg to a bend, and as we do so, we're going to crunch up. Lower, extend the left heel, and bend the knee and lift. So we're extending the leg, bending and crunching. Now, as you crunch up, you're keeping those elbows nice and wide. You're holding in that crunch for a split second, so this is slow and controlled. You're pressing your low back down onto the mat, and you're peeling your head, neck, and shoulders up, resting your head on top of your shoulders. Gaze is looking out between your inner thighs as you curl and crunch up. So switching our focus to our abdominals here. Really getting into that core and pelvic floor engagement as we extend and bend. Extend and bend to crunch up. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Extend both legs out long. Maintain hip distance apart with the feet. Hands stay behind the head. Kind of gently squeeze your glutes and really switch on your core here. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest and lower. Left knee in toward the chest as we crunch up and lower. So peeling those head, neck, and shoulders up. Keeping the legs really active here. So the muscles are switched on, toes are pointed. Good. Being really careful not to yank the head, neck, and shoulders up. You want to be peeling up those shoulder blades and contracting the abdominal wall to get that lift. Good. We've got 4, and 3. Feeling those abs already, only 2 moves in, and last 1. Okay, from here, we're going to continuously bring the knees in toward the chest, alternating. We're gonna peel up into our crunch and hold. Bring the right knee in, extend the left leg, and switch. Holding in that crunch, but if that's too much, I want you to lower head, neck, and shoulders down. If you feel like your lower back is really lifting off the mat here, take the legs up at a higher angle. Try that. That can help you connect your lower back with the mat. When the legs are extending at a lower angle, it's more challenging for those abs and it can be a little harder to engage and get that sort of flat or neutral back position on the mat. Good. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Bring the knees in. Breathing deeply here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Extend the left leg out long, hugging right knee in toward the chest, and then extend right leg, taking your grip behind the thigh or behind the calf if you can reach. Lifting head, neck, and shoulders up or keeping them down on the mat, going into our single straight leg stretch. Inhale to switch, exhale, bring the shin, bring the thigh in toward the chest, feeling that stretch running all the way up the back of the leg. So as we stretch, we're engaging the abdominal muscles as we breathe out. So breathing out to tighten the core and stretch the back of the leg. Good. This is an amazing classic Pilates exercise. It's super effective for lengthening and strengthening. Good. Breathing out as you hug leg in. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower the feet, lower head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, I'm gonna go into a bicycle crunch here. I'm gonna show you a couple of different options. Okay, level 1, you can keep your feet down on the floor and then bring alternating knees in toward the chest as you cross over, keeping the low back pressing into the mat. If you want more of a challenge, you're gonna lift and extend, lift and extend as though you were pedaling in the air with those legs. So lift and lower, extend and lower as you cross from side to side. So in either variation of this exercise that I just showed you, you're going to be working into your obliques, lifting the leg and straightening it. Bend, lift, and straighten. Good. Obliques are working really hard here. Let's pick up the pace for 10, 9, 8. Keep those elbows nice and wide. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, those were tough. Amazing work. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Hug those knees in a little bit closer. Feel the stretch in the lumbar spine as you regulate the breath. Good. Let's stretch the legs out long. Roll over onto the stomach. Take the hands or the elbows on either side of the shoulders and push up into a cobra stretch, or lift all the way up onto those palms if that feels good. Stretching out the abdominals. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears as you lengthen through the neck. Continuing to regulate the breath by slowly inhaling and slowly exhaling. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Push up into a plank. Fold your right leg under your body. stretching the left leg out long behind you, feeling that opening in the hip, the stretching in the glutes. You can keep your palms flat down on the floor. You can elevate up onto the pads of your fingers, or you can fold over that full bent leg and lower your chest down toward the mat, whatever feels right for you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back. Fold your left leg under your body, making sure that that right leg is lengthened out behind you. Sitting up nice and tall, palms flat, up on the fingers or folded over, chest down toward the floor. Either way, keep breathing into those tight areas. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both feet forward on the mat. Sit up nice and tall, lift the arms up, and then fold over the lower body. You can take a hold of your calves or your ankles or maybe your feet, and just enjoy a really nice back body stretch here. Relaxing your head and shoulders and your face. Breathing into the back of the rib cage and slowly exhaling. Good. Fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch. Taking another deep breath and slowly exhaling. Rolling up to a seated position, sitting with your legs crossed or kneeling, and we're just going to draw some big circles in the air, releasing tension in the upper body. Last one, and then lift the shoulders up and roll them down and back. For 3, melting away tension. 2, growing taller. And last one, melting those shoulders down and back. Amazing work. That was really challenging today. We did some tough moves, but super effective exercises. I hope you're feeling really well worked. I hope you feel strong and energized and ready to go about the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. It means a lot that you're here, and I look forward to moving again with you soon. Bye, guys.